Hello, it's Emma Jo here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I made this rather fun card featuring a spell book. And it's open and it just makes you wonder what's coming out of it. Well, in this case it's a whole load of wonderful magical orbs. Let me show you how I made it. The first thing I need is some A6 multifarious card. And I'm going hunting for a background now. I want something that will make me something that looks magical, that looks like it could have orbs floating in it. So I've got the, that's it. This is the Enchanted Forest Collection. And can you see these? The orbs are already done for me. So let's take that bit out. And we'll just cover this piece of card with some bippity-boppity glue. And then just carefully make sure that you've got all the edges, because there's nothing worse than having something that lifts off. We want it so that this is at the top. So pop that down onto your piece of card, turn that over, and we're just going to trim it using this bit of card as our guide. Here we go. So I'm going to add some Elements Ink confetti using a Series 9 stencil brush to just pick up some wonderful magical colours that already exist on this background. And I'm also going to use Sundance. Imagine it swirling up. Fabulous. Then we're going to put some Elements Ink Mermaid. Just around the outside. Look at the way that's setting off those colours, isn't it lovely? And I'm just very roughly going to create a base. So I'm going to use Elements Ink Mulberry. I'm just going to swipe that along the bottom of this card. Right, let's start piling some books on this now. From the Fairy Handbook set of stamps. And it's the big stamp that says Apothecary. So we ink that up in Versafine Clair Nocturne and place it along that horizon that we've just created. Because we're creating a pile of books for this open spell book to sit upon. Now you can have your pile of books in a straight, as centralised and symmetrical, or you can have them wonky donkey. It's completely up to you. Just try and make it look like they are sitting on top of each other. So this is the Book of Spells, and I'm going to ink that up in Fallen Leaves and just balance that on the top. There we go. Magic, isn't it? Now, there's another part of the Book of Spells, so I'm going to ink up the words spells and potions that are surrounded by some magical stars, and I'm going to pop them just above the open book. Fab. And then I'm going to grab my mini stars and add some around here. Because there's something wonderful about these stars. A touch of extra magic. So we're going to colour in the books. So I'm going to go in with my blues for this book here. With a touch of aqua. Then we want our greens. And then we want the red. I'll start red at the bottom. And a touch of pink at the top. And then we're going to put some pink around some of the orbs up here. And some of the yellow. And we'll add some yellow to the basic bits before we add some gold. Okay, a little touch of blue to this. So if you get one of your Lavinia Stamps watercolour paintbrushes, and we're going to start by adding some gold to the bits that look like they would normally be gold on a book. You know, old books. I love old books with their beautiful spines, gold embossed books. Excuse me, itchy nose, pleasant surprise. I'm carefully doing the outside edge of the book in gold. Just a couple of touches at the edge of the pages, as if, you know, in old books that sometimes they're gold edged. They're delicious. So we're going to add some gold to these lovely stars. I think a touch of gold just really brings this to life. Now we're going to take some Posca pen, and we're going to just put some on my craft mat, get some water on my brush and paint with it, so that I can just give my pages a little touch of white so that they stand out from the background. Fab. And if you want to add some highlights, then do. Don't go too mad on it though. Because sometimes they're just not necessary. So I'm going to add some white orbs. Little touch of gold. Little touch of gold around that. Spells and potions, fabulous. Now if you want to add a little bit of yellow pan pastel just to create a sort of different dimension to this colour. Just dot it around. Don't go overboard though. There we go. And now let's use our stencil brush, our Series 3 stencil brush, just with a dark denim, and build up the frame. If you start in the corners, you can be darker there and gradually build your colour up. And there we have it. Lovely little Spells and Potions card. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this card, and maybe, just maybe, it might have inspired you to have a go too. Anyway, if you've got any comments or questions you'd like to ask me, please pop them in the post below and I will do my very best to get back in touch with you as soon as I can. But in the meantime, my friends, you take care and I'll see you again soon. Bye!